Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm coming at you with a book review. So as you will quickly learn, I am a huge book nerd. I love books. It's one of my favorite things to do in my free time is either read, listen to an audiobook, or watch videos about what other people have read so that I can add to my ever growing list. At the top of this year, I decided to join the Goodreads 2020 book challenge, and I set my goal at 25 books. I'm currently at 22, so I may have to make that list longer. However, with the whole quarantine thing and everything that's happening in the world, my average reading per month at the beginning of this completely plummeted. I know a lot of people have been using this time to read and clean and get all this stuff done in their home and like chase their passion projects and all that stuff. But for me, when my depression and anxiety hit, I can't do the things that I enjoy doing, like reading. So basically I didn't read for, I want to say 3 weeks. So I only have 3 books to show. And they were all books that I read or listened to before the quarantine hit. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first book that I'm going to talk about is a graphic novel. It's called My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness. And I think my only problem with graphic novels is that they're really short. Generally they're really short, and if I really like it, I'm left just wanting more, and that's definitely true for this one. Our main character is a 28-year-old lesbian who is trying to process the fact that she is still a virgin and is starting to feel the pressures from society and things that she has been told and the narrative that she's created in her own brain about how she's supposed to have already had sex, and basically her journey and what she decides to do about that. I think that's all I'm going to say about it, but the illustrations are beautiful. I just love the illustration. I haven't read a graphic novel in a really long time, and I used to eat them up in middle school and high school, so that was also it's a very nice experience for me to read a graphic novel again. Okay, so my camera battery completely died. So if I look like I'm slightly more off center than I was before, it's because I don't exactly remember where I was sitting, but it's fine. It's fine. I also just noticed that, our vacuum is just sitting over there, but it's fine. We're not perfect. Okay, so the second book I read in March was Eleanor, Oliphant is Completely Fine. And let me just tell you, this girl thought that this was going to be a light chick lit book and that we were going to have a romance with just like a quirky character, and wow. I would still classify this as chick lit, but let me tell you, there is quirkiness. Eleanor Oliphant is completely quirky. Not only that, she is socially awkward, borderline kind of rude sometimes, and says things that are completely inappropriate that as a reader I was like, oh, secondhand embarrassment, which when I'm watching movies or a television show or just anything like that, secondhand embarrassment makes me so uncomfortable. All that being said though, not for some reason, but I loved this book. I think I gave it 4.5 stars out of 5 on Goodreads. I don't remember, because it's been over a month since I read this book, why I didn't give it a full 5 stars, but let me tell you, this was great. There are so many layers to it. Like I said, I went into it thinking it was one thing and then it was another. It's definitely there are definitely darker themes throughout this book, which I really like things that are heavier as long as I'm in the right mental space to absorb that kind of stuff. And throughout this book, there are pieces of Eleanor's memory that she's trying to piece together. How many times can I say piece in one sentence? And I just find it riveting. Like, from the get-go, I was like, okay, I want to know your damage. What's your damage, Heather? Name that movie. Anyway, I hope that doesn't come off as like sadistic or anything. I found it completely fascinating to get to the end of this book and just weave together like, oh, you know, when you did XYZ, I felt really uncomfortable. But now that I know your story, I'm like, that makes sense. That kind of behavior makes sense. So, highly recommend this book. Okay, so the last book I read in the month of March was Wolfpack by Wambach. And for those of you who don't know, she's the huge soccer star. If you don't know who that is, even if you're not a sports person, how do you not know who that is? But also, I wouldn't judge you, so I don't know why I said that. Anyway, so I actually don't have a physical copy because I listened to it. Honestly, I really love listening to audio biographies because I feel like you're getting a true sense of how the person intended everything to be read. And it just feels so much more personal, and yeah. So if you haven't listened to autobiographies before, I highly recommend it. Anyway, that being said, I loved this book. It's basically the commencement speech that she gave a few years back. I don't know that I don't remember if I watched it, but yeah, if you want something that's going to inspire you, make you think, highly, highly, highly recommend. It's really short, which is why I'm not going to get into it too much, but yeah, definitely recommend that book. I just finished her wife Glennon Doyle's book, Untamed, and oh my gosh, I have so many feelings about that book. That's all I have to say. I have so many feelings about that book. So many of the things, that's going to be in the next What I Read book review. But, oh my gosh. Get ready, April. Get ready, because, whew, your girl loved that book. I don't think I've read a book like that in a long time where I finished it and I was completely ready to read it again immediately, so that I could, because I listened to it, I wasn't able to, like, I don't know. This should all be in the other video anyway. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's gonna be all for what I read in March. Like I said, it wasn't a lot because of everything that was going on. I just couldn't focus. I couldn't focus enough to enjoy a book, but that has all changed. My mental health seems to be slowly but surely getting better, so get ready, because April, lots of books were read / listened to in April. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and in the comments below, tell me what you're reading. If you've been able to read, if you also are having trouble focusing, let me know. I would love to open a dialogue. All right, stay safe, stay well, everybody.